Hello, YouTubers. Hello, watchers. Hello, world. This is the Reselling Addict's debut video. I've been watching YouTube reselling videos for quite a while now. I have learned so much from all the different YouTubers. Some of the really popular ones down to people that only have 32 views and 100 subscribers. I've watched a lot of different ones and I've learned so much. It's helped me sourcing, it's helped me with different ideas. I just enjoy it. When I'm working at home, I always have YouTube playing through videos and just always learning, which I think there is quite a few of you out there that do the same thing. My name is Jenny, and my boyfriend Jeff and I are eBay resellers. We've been doing it for about a year. The reason my face is not on here, well, I mean, you can see what I look like from my thumbnail thing, but I don't feel super comfortable being on video, at least not yet. So I thought, hey, I've been thinking about this YouTube thing for a while. If we can, show a few things that we sold or show a few things that we sourced that might help somebody, I feel like that's kind of giving back. I think the reselling community is so awesome, and I want to be a part of it. It can be a little lonely. It's really cool to talk to other people that do this. Sorry about my phone, guys. It's just going off. It's really cool to meet other people that do this, and I love that it's such a community and people aren't so much at war with each other. Sometimes when you're in your local area, it can get a little mean, I guess. At least I've noticed. People are looking at you and you're looking at them, and you both know you're resellers and you want to get all the good stuff, and I don't like that. I think there's plenty of room for everyone that really wants to do this, to do it, because we're all looking at different stuff. My boyfriend and I, we try not to stick in one niche. We started out doing clothing, I think, as a lot of people do, just because it's easy to pick up and easy to store. But we found we really don't enjoy it that much, so we've kind of converted over to doing mostly hard goods. And then if we do pick up clothing, it's got to be really cool. If you know us, if you met us, we're not, the most fashion-forward people. We don't know all the brands, and it's overwhelming. But, we do look at the jacket sections, and we will look at, men's sections, some stuff like that. It's kind of my thing that I really want to find a vintage t-shirt, and I have not been able to find one, and it's kind of making me crazy. But anyway, I just wanted to give a little background. I do work a job from home. We are not full-time yet. We are trying to work towards that goal. I don't think it's going to be coming super soon, but I want to get out of my home business. It's just so stressful, and I don't enjoy it like I do reselling. If there's any way I can go full-time doing this reselling gig, that's what I want to do. My boyfriend also does work outside of the home part-time, and he travels, so not overnight or anything, but he does travel around, so he gets to stop by a lot of different Goodwills and thrift stores and things, and he'll come home with this or that or whatever. Unfortunately, he's not home right now because he is hilarious. He's very funny, and we kind of have a thing where we judge each other's pickups and each other's finds, and we say, oh, that's not good, or it's just kind of a fun competition thing. But maybe on the next one he'll be here and we can do it together. Anyway, with all that talking aside, I'm going to start going through just some of the things that we sold in September that I thought were either interesting or bad or good or awesome. Just some of the highlights. I will be showing some fails in here too. I'm not going to sit here and break down each item and how much it cost me for shipping and how much all the fees and everything. I mean, that's pretty easy to calculate on your own if you need to know that. If it was a best offer, I will try to remember to let you know that. I do have Flipper tools open just in case I can't remember what the best offer was. So without further ado, we will start with this. We had this weather radio from Radio Shack. To be perfectly honest with you, I don't remember how much we paid for it, but it wasn't much. This was very, very early when we just were picking up stuff up and trying it out. We picked this up because we thought we could sell it on Amazon. Right now, we don't do any Amazon anymore. This was the only thing we had that really we could send into Amazon. And it just, I'm like, I'm just going to box up this one thing and send it in. That seems silly. So we had it around quite a long time. We had to find a power cord for it. But we sold it. It took a while to sell it once we got it up there, but we sold it for $32 with free shipping. And we had it over 6 months for sure. As far as the shipping on this, I would imagine it probably cost us $8 to $9. I don't remember exactly offhand. But it was just a weather radio. It was Radio Shack. We could have gotten a lot more for it on Amazon, but we just didn't want to deal with that right now. Okay, so the next thing is, this is just a little weird thing that I had to throw in here because I'm just so blown away that something like this would sell, like at all. You pick these things up for 50 cents and maybe 99 cents at Goodwill or a garage sale, and they sell for like $10. I know I picked this up for 50 cents. Can't remember exactly where, but it sold for $10.99. It was very, very light. It probably took about, I would say, under $4 to ship this thing out. If that's something, keep an eye out for. I know most of you people that are on YouTube or watch YouTube already know about these, but I'm still floored on those ugly little things. Okay, this was something that I had around for quite a while. It was not a fast seller, but it did finally sell. I saw this at a Goodwill. I think there's actually still a Goodwill sticker on it in this photo right there. This was just really cute. It was just a set of teacups and a pot in the box. It's a Rita. I wasn't really sure of the brand. I looked it up. It can be one way or the other, so definitely I wouldn't pick up every tea set I find, but this one was so nice. The lady was super, super happy with it, and it sold for the full $25.25. I know that. So that was a pretty cool find. Okay, so there's a little story about this Star Trek ships. Sorry, my dog's jingling in here. You can hear him. Maybe I'll show him to you sometime. He's a little teeny guy. Anyway, he's sitting right by me. He wants to know what I'm doing. So, as I said, we go to auctions sometimes. Well, I was in a lot of pain. I did have some surgeries and stuff, and hip surgery, knee surgery, and I've been off my feet for quite some time. Well, I wanted to go to this auction, but I wasn't feeling good enough to go, so Jeff went to this auction, and he brought home a big box of Star Trek ships. I was like, what is that? I didn't know. I don't know anything about this Star Trek, Star Wars, none of this stuff. That's kind of Jeff's thing. I said, oh my God, how much did you pay for that? And he said, I paid $22.50 for the whole box. And I was like, okay. So I said, you're listing that because I would have no idea on how to list all that stuff. Normally, I'm the lister. He's the photo taker. And sometimes I'll talk to you guys about that at some point about how we do, the pictures, and we use Dropbox and stuff. But he takes pictures normally and I list, but I had him list all the Star Wars stuff because I had no idea about it. This was a lot of 9 ships. We sold every single ship that we had, by the way. There's way more than that are in this video, but I just chose this one. It did not sell for $200. That we took a best offer on that for $120. But it was just a bunch of ships. And for a $20 box, we made so much money off that box. We sold a set for like $48. We sold, some random stuff for $20. It was so crazy. So definitely was awesome. I know some of you guys were probably out there going, well, duh, that stuff's worth money. But literally nobody wanted to go over $22.50 at that auction. So you can pick stuff up. Sometimes you get annoyed because you go out and you just can't find anything good, but then you have stuff like this come along. There's another story with this. I was home again. I really can't go out very long thrifting, and I can't really sit in a chair for like 5 hours. So there was another auction, and what sometimes he'll do is he'll go to the auction and then he'll send me photos. That way I can feel involved and I can look things up, and it kind of makes me feel like I get to have a say in stuff. So he sent me a photo of this and he said, what about this? I looked this up and I said, oh my goodness, yes, get that. Unless it goes like, super high in price, get this, because I knew we could sell it for at least $300. This thing was new, wrapped in the packaging. The box was open a little, but you could tell for sure it has never been used. I listed this, and it sold within an hour. Like, boom. Somebody must have had something set up on their phone to let them know when one of these was posted. So, I mean, I'm sure everyone knows about DVD recorders. I just couldn't believe that he got this. Oh, I didn't say the price he paid for it. He got this for 25 bucks. I was like, cha-ching, yes. Next one. Well, you know, it's just, hold on, I got to go back to this. So he got it for 25 bucks. This one auction that we do frequent, there is tons of resellers there, and I just don't know if they didn't look at it close enough. Maybe they just thought it was a VCR. They didn't realize it was a recorder or what. So just because there's competition definitely doesn't mean that you can't still get stuff, for sure. Because that was, I mean, that was crazy. Okay, this is just a plaque, Star Trek plaque. I don't know. It was in the box with the ships. This did sell for $22 with free shipping. It was light enough. It just went into I think he wrapped it in bubble wrap and threw it in a poly mailer. He does all the shipping too. So I kind of do the computer stuff, and he does the other stuff. It's a good division of labor. It works for us. Okay. Okay, we had this GameCube. We got it. We have a little St. Vincent here that really, the people that are in there really don't know about game stuff, I guess. I'm trying to remember exactly what he paid for this. I think it was $12, $12 to $15. And weirdly enough, they had some like rando, like Nintendo NES games with it in this box. But this didn't sell as fast as I thought it would. I really thought it would because I had a Wavebird with it and all that. It took, I would say, over a month to sell this thing, probably 2 months. And I believe that this was a best offer. Let me look on Flipper Tools because I don't want to give you wrong information here. So no, it sold for full price. I just wanted to make sure. Where are we at here? Okay, so it sold for $100 plus shipping. Obviously the shipping price is going to be wrong because that's if I shipped it to myself. I believe this shipped for about $16 or so. For anything over a couple of pounds, like 3, 4 and up, a lot of times FedEx is going to be a better bet for you. I always check, both ways. I'll use the little eBay shipping calculator and figure out what the best way to ship it. But we've shipped so much stuff pretty cheap through FedEx if it's a bigger items. We are not scared of big items. We don't care. We've sold Rock Band sets, in big, huge boxes and all that. I have a couple lamps up right now. So, if we can make money on it, we don't mind to ship something big. So anyway, that was a long explanation to nothing, but so that was a pretty good little flip there. I mean, gaming stuff, we sell a lot of like single games and stuff like that. I didn't put those in here because everyone knows about that. I try to put things in here that maybe you hadn't seen on sold videos before. We do a little bit of clothes. I really didn't put many clothes on here because there's lots of people on YouTube doing clothes. Here we have a set of 2 old clocks. These came in an auction box. You know how they do like, get a whole box for $3 or $4 or whatever. This was at the bottom of one of those boxes. We have done so well with some of those boxes, just finding great stuff. This was not great by any means. They were just a couple of old beat up clocks. But I looked around, see they didn't work. And I said, well, maybe we can sell them for parts. I did a little research, and we did not sell these for $30. We sold those for, I'm pretty sure, $20. $20 with free shipping. So, yeah, we made a little money off of it. Not a lot. But, what I try to say is, if we're not going to list it, it's pretty much getting thrown away. We don't like to keep a whole bunch of, trash around. We don't have a store. We don't have a booth. So, if we're not going to list it, then it's probably getting thrown away or redonated. So I figured instead of throwing these out, let's go ahead and list it. So we made a few bucks. But that might be something that, maybe somebody didn't think about doing. This, I just thought this was silly. It's a used, it's not even new. It's a puppy life vest thing, so it goes around their body, and, you know, in case they fall in the water, I guess, they float. I said, we ain't going to sell that on eBay, a used one. Somebody will just go buy a new one. No, we sold it, and we sold it probably within a couple of weeks for $12. Again, this was in a box, you know, in an auction box. Okay, this I threw in here. Man, those auction boxes have been so nice to us. People didn't want this stuff. Now, the toy guys are going to be like, oh, yeah, it's Kenner. But me, I'm not the big toy person, but I'll try it. I'll try any of this stuff. This was, again, a smashed up box in an auction that we probably got for $4 or $5 for a whole box of stuff. The cardboard, it was trash. This was not complete. We looked it up. Sorry about my phone going off there. We looked it up, and I'm like, well, wow, these sell. 18 bucks of free shipping. It was really light. I'm pretty sure it went under a pound. So, you know, we made some money off of that. Just like Commonwealth Picker always says, you know, the smalls aren't bad. You know, the smalls are what keeps your store full, and, you know, smalls sell. This Kodak carousel, we've sold a few of these in the past. So whenever we see them, we look them up. We found this at Habitat Restore, and it was $11. I remember that because it wasn't very long ago. It sold really quickly. It did not sell for $110. It sold for $90 with free shipping. I'm gonna say it was definitely under $20 to ship this. So it might have been $16 or $17 to ship this, but that sold relatively quickly. Now, all of the carousels do not sell for good money like that, so make sure you're always looking up the model number on these things. I mean, we tested it, and everything was there. You know, the only thing that we didn't have was the carousel, but we had one left over from another one that we had got, so we just put it with it, and so that worked out pretty good. Okay, next. This I thought was really odd. Again, I made fun of Jeff for bringing this home, and it sold. So he was at a thrift store somewhere. It was a Goodwill. And it was these Video Now discs. I don't know if you've ever heard of these things, but they're like these little discs that go with this Video Now player. We did not have the player. If you look them up on eBay, normally they sell them with the player. They didn't have cases or anything. They were just the discs, but they did have these little carrying cases. So there was a bunch of them. I put them up there. He paid $1.99 for each little pouch. So we were $4 into this. Probably cost us about I don't know if it was under a pound. I think it was. But anyway, I'm not going to do all that math right now. But we sold it for 28 bucks, and we bought it. I think it was either $1.99 for both or $1.99 a piece. I'm not sure. I wasn't there. That was a good little sale. I just put that in there because if you were to see these, you might think, oh, they're just discs. They aren't worth anything. But those ones were. This sale I reference all the time. I'm like, yeah, like that alien we sold for $35. This was, again, in the bottom of an auction box that we, you know, bought. We bought it at an auction for probably a $5 box. We did not sell this for $45. We actually, I think I sent an offer to Watchers. I had Watchers on this thing right away. If Jeff wouldn't have looked this up, I would have thought it was a nothing. I don't know about toys at all. It's something I'd really like to learn. But we figured out who it was, and so he sold for $35. He shipped out in just a poly bag, wrapped in a little bubble wrap. Very small, and he's very small and very light. So, but this guy loved this thing and left us amazing feedback. So, very interesting there. Okay, this was a Fossil travel clock that we, again, got at auction. Sold that for 25 bucks, free shipping. This thing was a really good one, and I'm pretty sure that didn't sell for $300. Let me go to Flipper Tools and verify that for you, how much it actually sold for, just to make sure. Don't want to be lying. And we sold it for $220. Okay, and now I don't know where I was. Okay. So this was a new Beatles Rock Band set. Everything was in there. You know, the dongles and everything were still wrapped. We took it all out to photograph it and just verify that everything was there. This was a Facebook Marketplace deal, and he got this for, it was either $40 or $50, and we sold it for $220. We did offer free shipping on this. We keep going back and forth between doing calculated and free. Sometimes I think free is better, and then sometimes, I don't know. I know, some YouTubers say they do everything free shipping. Some people say they only do it on light stuff. And then some people sell stuff doing calculated for everything. So I don't know that it necessarily matters, but I do like to see the fast and free on my listings. I think that is pretty cool. I think that, attracts me when I'm shopping on eBay. So this thing got sent FedEx, and I think that it was like $25 plus to ship it. It was kind of expensive to ship, but still made good money off of that one. Okay, I threw this one in here. Like I said, we don't do a lot of clothes, but I thought this was a very interesting sale because this looks like a sweet coat, right? Just by first glance, it's vintage, it's bulls, but this thing had some major issues. Let's see if I can go through these pictures. This stitching here was all coming off the arm, right? And then these were just faded and knotted and twisted, and we tried to mess with it, but what happened was we had got this from auction, and we decided we were going to wash it because, some stuff kind of smells when it's been thrown into auction. It's been in a storage shed or something. Well, we kind of ruined it when we washed it, I think. So now we are really kind of worried about, washing coats, but there is a big rip. This does not even show how bad the rip was. I did list it down in the description too. It was about a 6-inch long rip in this lining of this. And I thought, man, this isn't going to sell. And Jeff was like, this isn't going to sell. We ought to just throw it away. It's a lost cause. I said, let's just list it, right? Let's just list it and see. What's the worst that can happen? Actually, I remember how much we sold this for. We sold this for $14. But again, it was better than nothing. But this got sent to Italy, and this person paid, it was like, I think their total bill was like $56 or something. They paid quite a bit to get this shipped to Italy, and I was just shocked. And it sold pretty quickly. So just because something's damaged, if it's good, I'm going to try selling it anyway. Oh, I just threw this in because I thought this was funny too. So, I watched a little bit of Jason T. Smith and his CD things and all that. When I look at a CD rack in a store, it's just super overwhelming to me. I try and do a quick glance over on it. Really don't know what I'm looking for. I know most CDs aren't worth anything. But I'm always looking for soundtracks because I heard that some soundtracks can do well. Well, this was sitting there. I was like, ooh, Miami Vice soundtrack. Okay, so you're looking, okay, Jenny, you got $11 for it, whoopity-doo, with free shipping. But really, I paid 50 cents for this at our St. Vincent. And, that flips for as much as a lot of games do out here. So I was happy to see that sell. Didn't take very long. And so I do try to do a quick skim of the CDs if I'm feeling it. Okay, here's not a great one. This Bible Pictionary, we had this for a long time. It never sold. It's so big and heavy. I probably should have tried to part it out or something. I don't know, but it did finally sell. Let me double check. Let's see if I took a best offer on it or something. But it was pretty much not good. Okay, yeah, we sold it for $23, but this thing cost, I remember it costing at least $12 to ship this thing. So after fees and shipping, it was a bad pickup. It was a bad thing to sell. We didn't know, but I would not pick this up again. It just is too big and heavy to be worth it. This here, this was another Jeff pickup because he gets to go to all the different Goodwills. So he saw this in the case at Goodwill. He said, I think this might be good. He took a picture of it and he sent it to me, and then he went back to sit in the car. And I was at home, of course. And I said, hey, get that. That's pretty good. So he went back and got it. It was $19.99. And we didn't sell it for $220. We sold it for $175. We got an offer of $150 like the next day after we listed it. I countered $175 and the guy accepted. So that was a quick, nice little flip there. So, and this was really good. I mean, good shape. Like everything was there, like the little baggies and all that. I don't think it had been used, and all the manuals and everything. So that it was a really nice one. So always look in the case at your Goodwill. I know everybody probably knows about these. I had never found one. I found one. This one was at an estate sale, and it did not sell for $59, by the way. We basically got this for free because we bundled it with something else, and it sold for $35 that same day we listed it. So these little, especially the Sony ones, and I think the reason I got a little bit more for it was because it was this Clear Voice Plus. Oh, I got a message. Okay. So Clear Voice Plus, Sony, you all probably know that already. This was a cool little one. We went garage sailing. We live in Kentucky, and so garage sales go until, the weather gets too cold. But we hadn't done much garage sailing this year because of my, my hip and my back. And there's just a whole bunch of health stuff going on with me. So I haven't been able to physically go to garage sales, and Jeff didn't want to go out all day and leave me alone. But we went out one day, and we picked up a bunch of stuff at some garage sales. Now, around here, so far, the couple of weekends that we've went, people want a lot of money for their stuff. So we haven't found like any home runs like I watch in these yard sale videos. But he picked this up for $1. And this sold within a few days of listing it too for full asking price. And this looks like it would be big, but it's not. It was small. I believe it was under a pound. These things, oh my goodness, we did not know. Do not pick up Build-A-Bears. I mean, I've heard, unless they're like the fancy ones like a dragon or something like that. But when we first were starting, we didn't know. We saw Build-A-Bear, we're like, ooh, that's probably worth money. We put a lot for these things. They were dressed all cute. I'm like, oh, someone's going to really want these. No, they didn't. We've had these forever. This was even back when we were using a sheet for our pictures. We don't use that anymore, but we took an offer for $12 for all of these. Now, granted, we only spent like $1 a bear, but if you sit there and calculate it out, that was not a good return, not a good thing. But I was glad to sell them and get them to somebody that would really appreciate them. I have two of that one. How about that? Okay, this was awesome. See, a lot of this stuff that I'm showing you is new pickups that we've, sourced in the past couple of months, and the stuff is selling quicker, which tells me we're getting a lot better at picking, because this took a week to sell, I think, approximately, and this was just beautiful. He found this in Goodwill. He said there was tons of resellers there too, and everyone passed by this. This was in the box, right? In the box, 2001. I mean, just gorgeous, like gold trim, and you got the Santa Claus and the reindeer and all that. I mean, it was just really, really pretty. We took it all out. It was all had its original packaging. I put it up high. I'm like, I'm going to put this sucker up high. $158 in free shipping. It sold, I'm going to say within 3 weeks, to be safe. For full asking price. I did get a couple of offers on it, I believe, and I thought I could get more money. So normally I'm pretty good about, making deals with people online, as long as they're not like super lowballing me. I try and mark my prices to where it's at a price where I can negotiate on certain things. If I have best offer on there, obviously I'm willing to make a deal. So anyways, that guy was super, super happy with that. He left me, great feedback and everything. So that was really cool. Oh, he picked this up at Goodwill for $14.99, by the way. Some of the stuff I remember exact prices. Some of it I don't. I know this is kind of maybe not an exciting thing, but I had no idea, and I'm trying to remember who told me about these so I could give them a shout out on YouTube. I'm not sure if it was... I don't know. I watch so many people, and I would love to shout them out, because I was listening, and he said that these ones that have the little YouTube extender with them, these guitars, still sell for decent money. I told Jeff that, and he brought one home like 2 days later. I thought it was hilarious. I believe, ooh, gosh, I think we got 35 for this one. Let me double check and make sure that I'm not lying to you, because then somebody will call me out. Oh, wow. What does that mean? Boom. Boom. It must not have had best offer on it, so I must have sold it for full price. Okay, here's another thing that I don't think a lot of people know about. So, I have to give you a story for each thing. That's how I am. So, me and my mother and Jeff were all in the Goodwill. And we're just kind of looking around. I wasn't finding nothing. And then I look over, and normally we're like all in our little, all in our own little parts of the store, looking around. And I look over and I see Jeff and my mom looking this clock over hard, looking on their phones and all this stuff. So I walk over there and I see them looking at this ugly, ugly thing. And I'm like, oh my God, yuck. And my mom said, no, that's a vomit clock. And I said, what? It's a vomit clock. So we started looking up vomit clocks, and lo and behold, this thing's worth some money. It was marked $6. We bought it. We had it setting at $110 on eBay for probably a good month, which I wasn't too worried because, it takes a certain kind of person to want to have a vomit clock, I guess. We had a couple watchers on it, so I'm like, well, I don't really know very much about this, and there wasn't another one, on eBay to compare it to, so I went to a Vomit Clocks Facebook group, talked to them. They said, oh, they're worth maybe 45, maybe 45 bucks. And I'm like, So what I did, I went back to eBay and I just lowered it from 110 to 90. It sold within an hour. So if you ever see a funky looking vomit clock, and then there was that old cord, but it's this, I guess, this style that some people collect it. I don't know. Another DVD recorder. I just thought this was amazing because we have this little thrift store here. It's really tiny, and we call it our little honey hole because I don't think a lot of people know about it. And I got this for $5 there. So, yes, thank you. It took a few weeks to sell, but I didn't want to take any low offers, and someone just came and bought it outright for me. So, that was awesome. I threw a hat in here. I love sourcing hats. I'm not that great at sourcing hats, but I like hats, and I like to sell hats because they are just cheap to source and easy to ship and easy to store. So I'd like to learn a lot more about hats. So it's just a Toronto Maple Leafs hat. I don't know if it was good, but I had watchers on it, and I believe I sent out an offer to watchers for like 16 on this, and they took it. These I threw in here because they're just so pretty. We were at another auction, and this auction was nuts. Like, this auction, everything was going super cheap. And we got like a full, like a $200 printer for like $7. We got a bunch of ink for like big unused cartridges for like, I think there was 3 of them we got for $3, like for all of them. It was nuts. So these candlesticks, I'm like, those are really, really pretty. And I think they went up to $5 or $7, and I'm like, I love them. I was like, if I can't sell them, I'll keep these. But we sold them. We sold them for $25, not $35. I remember that, and the buyer did pay shipping on that one. Really, really cute. And I didn't know, like, I don't know a lot about glassware and stuff, but like if they have anything on the bottom, let me try and make this better here. If they have anything at all on the bottom, it gives you something to go on, right? Well, let me see where, all I could get was this crystal clear thing. So I just put in there, I just put in the listing. Like, if you don't know what something is for sure, you can't find anything on it, like, I'll just put in the listing, hey, I don't know a lot about this. There's this sticker on it, yada, yada. So people don't think, hey, it's something else, and they buy it and they're mad at you. I just admit it. Hey, I'm not sure about this kind of stuff. That's how I did the lamps that I have on right now. And, someone bought them and she loved them. So that works. The only reason I put this code in here is because it was an LL Bean, and I was super excited to get it because we're in Kentucky, and I don't know if it's Kentucky or what it is. We never find like super good brands, and I know LL Bean is one, so I was happy to find that. And it was missing the hood. If you see right here, it's missing the hood, and the Velcro tabs are worn, otherwise good shape. It was an LL Bean, but it was also Gore-Tex. So I had quite a few people watching this. I think I sent out some offers to watchers even for like 50 or 55. They didn't take it, and then I swear like 2 days later it sold for full price. So I don't know. And the buyer paid shipping on this too. Okay, Ninja parts. Now, I haven't watched every video on YouTube, but I haven't seen a whole lot of people mention Ninja parts. We picked up a Ninja at a church yard sale for $10, and, we already have one. We had just gotten one like 2 weeks before at a Goodwill for $14 for ourselves. We got this one, $10. I'm like, we can part that out. It's worth every bit of $10. So we just put, we're parting the thing out. This is the second lot of parts that I've already sold. So yeah, if you can get a Ninja on the cheap, you can part that out and make pretty good money on it. So yeah, you can do, this is the processor bowl with the dough blade and the, blade that goes in the processor, but you can sell like the regular blade by itself. You can sell the pitcher by itself. You can sell, we've already sold like the single serving cups with that blade by itself. You can sell the motor by itself. So really good thing to part out, and then it doesn't get so, super, super heavy too. This was a cute little find here. Department 56 we honestly just learned about, I think from the Commonwealth Picker. I believe that's where we learned about it. I didn't know anything about it. We have our St. Vincent here. We went to look around and we saw this and we're like, ooh, Department 56, what's up? Well, it was marked $10 and we didn't want to spend $10. So they have half price day. We went in there to see if it was still there. We got this for $5 and it sold for $42 plus the buyer paid shipping. There was no best offer on this. And yeah, so that was, and it sold relatively quickly. I would say 2 weeks or less. This, I had no idea, and I still kind of have no idea what this is. Just as another Jeff find. We were at the Goodwill, and he's like, this is interesting. Well, I guess it was interesting because it sold for $89. Free shipping. And it cost us, I believe, about $16 something to ship this. But it is very cool. It's like some xylophone thing. I'm not sure. It plays music and stuff. Everything worked. It was in good shape, but nobody else was looking at it. So always look at the weird. If you don't know what it is, look at it. This thing, it was a horrible, it was not good. It's not a good sale. I wanted to throw this in there because we do bad things and good things too, Everything isn't a winner. So this Weapons of Warriors, big, huge game, heavy. There's tons of pieces. We did verify all the pieces were there. I had it up for like $45. I had it up for $40. I kept dropping the price to get rid of it. We just had it so long. It was taking up space. So finally it sold for $25 plus shipping. Now this shipping is not what the guy paid. That's what I would have paid to send it to myself. He was in New York, and for some reason eBay calculated that it was $47 shipping. So I looked at his his invoice. He had spent, like $72 with shipping on this game. It was charging like $47 in shipping or something, which is crazy. So I went on Pirate Ship and I did refund him, the difference for that crazy shipping. So hopefully he was happy with that, but glad to see that gone. Would not list that again. This was another one that was a bad buy. You can see I still got my little sheet there and everything. I found these in the Goodwill, and sometimes I get excited when I find a brand because it's not very often. Most of the stuff we find around here is Walmart stuff and, nothing too fancy or anything. But I was like, oh my God, I found polo shoes. Woohoo! And when I was carrying these around the Goodwill, this guy walked by me and said, "Those are fire." And I was like, well, there it is. I'm buying these, and this guy says they're fire. So I've had this listed for quite some time, and I did not get $28 for them. I got $20 for them with free shipping. I finally just accepted an offer because I just wanted them out. Sometimes I do that. I just get tired of seeing an item. You know, maybe it's the fast nickel over the slow dime. I don't know, but they're gone. I was pretty, annoyed with that one, I guess. These we just sold like a couple days ago. Jeff brought these home from his little thrifting trips, and I was like, those aren't special. Like, those aren't going to sell. They're going to sit forever. Well, they sold pretty quick. Just Maxwell House cups. I mean, I even put in the listing some of the gold's rubbing off. See how the gold is rubbing off of them and everything? I put it on there. They sold for $28.50 with free shipping. So I'd say $8.50 that would cover the shipping, and then $2 for, you paid 99 cents a cup. Who knew? And I think this is the last thing. Sorry, it's such a long video. I just do this in here because it's just another kind of thing that we source that we don't normally do. We went to a bargain store. I know I say a lot, huh? But went to this like bargain store, and they had like really cheap prices on stuff, but it was kind of crappy. And then they had like this corner that was like all discount stuff, all on clearance. And we found quite a few different little pieces there, but this was one of them. It was just a little peanut Schroeder thing. It's really tiny. I mean, it was just maybe 4 inches tall. And it's supposed to, I think, hook into some other characters, and they sing and dance and everything. And it worked. And, we paid $2 for it, and it sold for $12.99. Not any huge money or anything, but, sometimes the little items are okay too. $1 is $1. That's what I look at. So there is some of the stuff that we sold in September that I thought you guys might find interesting. Maybe someday I'll actually put my face on video, but I don't know. So let me know what you think of our finds, and, what do you think, maybe I can improve on. I'd like to be able to help some people. I'd love to be a part of this reseller community. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I probably will make another video today or tomorrow about our haul. We got a small haul of stuff yesterday, and I thought, I could at least start doing some what solds and some haul videos, because those are easy. So I will start out with that. Have a wonderful... Oh, I don't know how to stop this video. Hold on. And I don't know how to edit videos either, so you're going to see a lot of weird stuff. Okay, I found it. All right, goodbye, everyone. Have a great day.